Welcome to Teratom's Nexus of Information. If you have not watched any of our previous videos on the Nexus, I encourage you to check out our video library in the future. So, you've made the big purchase of the Nexus. Congratulations. You've just invested into your future. However, you might have a few questions about how to get the Nexus up and running. Well, in this video, we're going to point out some helpful tips and tricks as well as some features that'll make your workload easier. So, we've opened up our Nexus. To the right is the query window where we can write queries. Up top is the toolbar, and to the left is the system tree. If you haven't set up your data connection yet, please click on the video link on your screen right now. But in our case, we have set up this data connection, so we're good to go. Right now, when we open up the system tree for Teradata, we see a lot of databases and users. Most likely, we won't be working with every one of these, nor have permission to use them. So let's make this manageable for us, shall we? So what I want you to do is right-click on the system in your system tree. For us, it's Teradata. And when the dropdown appears, go to View Tree. Another dropdown will appear to the right of that. The first thing we need to decide is if we want a hierarchy or if we want no hierarchy. If we choose hierarchy, our databases will appear in a hierarchy of the system. DBC will be the first, and then we can climb down the tree to our databases. For now, let's turn it to non-hierarchy. Alright, now we see it's non-hierarchy. Let's go back to our tree options. Now we need to decide what databases and users we want to see in our tree. We can select all databases and users with perm space, all databases, all users, or we can click on My Databases, which is a selection of databases that we've decided to see. And there we go, our databases. To edit your databases for this option, go to the Edit My Database option at the bottom there. When you do this, a window will appear. Here, it will show you what databases you've requested to see already. And if you want to add another, just hit the Add button here. Type in the name of the database and voila, it appears. You can shift the order of the databases by highlighting the desired database and then clicking on the arrows on the right. If you want to remove a database, just highlight it and hit Remove. I know, fairly simple stuff. Now that we've gotten your tree all set up, let's play around with some queries. Now, we could run a query over here via the query window. However, an easier shortcut if you want to run a query is to go to the desired table, right-click on it, and then click Quick Select in the drop-down menu. As you can see, we've selected everything from the table. You can also alter the query as you see fit before hitting Execute. Do you want to see the DDL of the table real quick? Well, you can do this by right-clicking and going to View the DDL. Not only will the DDL appear, but if it has been compressed, you will also see the compression values of the table. Learn more about compression in this video linked here. Now, by right-clicking on the table and getting the dropdown, you're able to do a lot of amazing things. You can use the Super Join Builder, you can compress tables, you can even compare and sync databases. Every one of these options have been added to the Nexus to make your job easier. The final feature I want to show you isn't in the menu, however. Let's go to the toolbar at the top and click on the History button. By clicking the History button, you open the History page, which is a collection of queries that you've run. Now, the amount of queries you see depends on how many queries you put in the area here. Right now, we're seeing the last 100 queries. Let's change it to show us the last 50 queries we ran. We hit Apply, and perfect. We can actually search through the entire query history here, and we can also apply a few options to the history window if we like. However, the best part about the history window is if you double click on the query, it will copy it. Then we can move on over to our query window, paste it, and then we can run the query again. You'll never have to remember how to do a past query again. These are just a few tips and tricks to making the Nexus work for you. Please keep a lookout for more videos featuring some amazing things the Nexus can do for you. Thanks and have a nice day.